Money part 2, bribing God. Bribing God. Now think about this for a moment. It was just yesterday morning. I took this walk, and I know I'm probably not supposed to do this, but I have a national park pass, so it should be cool. But anyway, there's like this, these red fence posts and barbed wire near our neighborhood in Greenhaven, and I found this, looked like kind of a hollowed out septic pipe, you know? And I just went for a walk. It was yesterday, probably about, I don't know, 5:30 or something, and it was just dark, early morning, cold. I was all bundled up, and it just felt really good, and you could tell the sun was just, you know, it was dawn, basically. And so I'm walking on this hillside, and just in amazement, jumped over this barbed wire fence, and I'm walking on this hillside and going way out there to kind of near the Lone Rock, and can see a lot more of the lake, and can see all the nice smog coming out of the smokestacks, and just having a great time with God. And I just began to think, man, what is an atom compared to planet Earth? It's so small, and yet they say that the Earth, proportionately speaking, is smaller than an atom compared to the universe. Think about an atom compared to the Earth, and the Earth compared to the universe. And then you think about us compared to the Earth, or compared to an atom, you see? We're as big to an atom as big as the Earth is big to us. And the universe is bigger than that to the Earth. And I was just kind of meditating. I know you're probably thinking, that's so basic. We learned that in 7th grade science. But to me, it never ceases to kind of boggle my mind about God taking the time to come down here as Jesus and die for my sins. It blows my mind. And so here I was thinking about the message, and I was thinking, can you imagine having the mindset of, God, I'm going to give you $1 million. Will you accept me? What do you suppose the God of the atom, the God of me, the God of the earth, the God of our galaxy, the God of the universe would say? He says, the cattle on 1,000 hills are mine, and if I were hungry, I wouldn't tell you. Your bucks don't mean a whole lot to me, pal. Bribing God. How much can you offer God? You remember the lady who offered 2 mites? Remember that? She offered 2 mites, and the Bible says it was everything she had. But did that earn her salvation? No. She was just doing that out of gratitude. Now listen to this. In Job chapter 36, because there is wrath, beware lest he take you away in his stroke. Then a great ransom cannot deliver you. Will he esteem your riches? No, not gold, nor all the forces of strength. You know, Larry Ellison from Oracle, or owner of Oracle, and Bill Gates combined, if they were to just gather all their riches and say, God, save us, what would God say? I don't esteem your riches. They don't mean anything to me. 2, bribing God. This is the passage that Bill read, and thank you so much, Bill. Those who trust in their wealth and their many riches boast themselves. It's such a temptation. I know why God doesn't make me rich right now, because he knows what I would do. I mean, I've told you before. I mean, like I said, I'll say it again. I'm not afraid to confess it because you know my weakness. I would buy the Dodge Viper. That would be the first thing I would purchase, a Dodge Viper. Seriously. And then next I might buy a space shuttle ride or something like that. But that Viper is the main thing for me. That's my main thing. And I've got 3 model Dodge Vipers on my bookshelf. And the other day the boys and I were on the internet and we were looking, is this stupid or what? I'm shopping eBay for Vipers, and Carrie's going, no. Because last time I was shopping trucks on eBay, I got one. But we were looking at these Vipers, and I was just like frothing, you know, at the mouth, looking at these incredible cars. And Truman's going, oh, can we get that? Yeah. Those who trust in their wealth and their many riches boast themselves. That's what I would do. I'd drive around in that fast car, boast myself, and then die. A man cannot at all, look at this, redeem his brother. That's just a fact. I can't redeem you as far as God is concerned. You know, you hear about all these, there are all these movies that are made about people who kidnap someone, and they say, if you give us a ransom, we'll give you this person back. God doesn't work that way. You can't pay enough money. You couldn't pay God enough money to redeem your brother, to buy him back. A man cannot redeem your brother, nor give God a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is what? Precious. And it ceases forever. Yes, he shall yet live forever. He shall never see corruption. For he sees wise men die. Likewise, the fool and the animal-like ones perish, and leave their wealth to others. It's almost depressing. Their inward thought is that their houses shall go on forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Isn't that amazing? And we do that. We just, we have statues named after us and libraries named after presidents. But man, though high in honor, does not remain. He just fades away. What is our life? James says it's just like a vapor. It's here today and gone tomorrow. He is like the animals that perish. This way of theirs is their foolishness, because they're trusting in wealth. It's not a bad thing to be wealthy. The problem is God looks at motive. How do we view our wealth? I can be just as greedy of filthy lucre living in just a shack or a hut as a man who has millions of dollars. It's the mindset that God is concerned about. It's not how much money you have. When we're boasting in our wealth, when our trust is in our wealth. He says, this way of theirs is foolishness, yet their followers delight in their sayings. Like sheep, they are appointed for the grave. Death shall reign for them, and the upright shall have the rule over them in the morning. Speaking of those cleansed by the cross. And their form is for rotting. The grave is their home. But God, watch this, God will redeem my soul from the hand of the grave. God will redeem my soul. He just said, man cannot redeem his brother. You couldn't pay enough money, but the Bible says God will redeem. He was looking forward to something. God will redeem my soul. He'll buy it back. What, with gold? Rubies? Diamonds? Precious metals? Money? Stock options? Be not afraid when someone else becomes rich. Don't be afraid. I remember working at jobs, always thinking to myself, especially as a school teacher, I wonder, that school teacher's been working for 15 years, and I was working for 3. I wonder what they're making. Always worried about that. Gosh, I got to get more degrees here so I can be a step up. You remember, Evelyn, what it's like. Raise your hand if you've ever been a school teacher. Anyone? Okay, so a few people. You have the vertical and the vertical, and then you have the horizontal. How many degrees was this way and how many years was this way? Now I'm sitting there with my bachelor's degree and, down here and then 2 years over. And I was always thinking about these people that had been teaching for years. And you could tell their salary and you just looked at it and you're like, man, they're making more than I am. Dirty, rotten scoundrels. When one becomes rich, when the glory of his house increases, don't be afraid. Don't worry about it. God gave it to him.